Hey there, beer tubers! Welcome back to this week's episode of Beer Analysis 101 with your host, Maxwell Star. Everybody hearing me okay? All right.
Nope.
First and foremost, we're going to take a look at
What?
this week's beer, which is Michelob Ultra. It's a low-calorie approximation of a beer. Anyway, let's move on to the panel tonight. We've got actually quite a big panel with us tonight. And we'll start first and foremost with somebody we're glad is here because we haven't seen him in a while. He finally came up for air. Peter, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well. Enjoying coming out of hiding now that the focus on Julian Assange. So making the most of my freedom.
You don't have to worry about your blown cover anymore.
Exactly. Just don't have the beard.
All right, and moving along to you don't have the beard. You don't have to get dragged out by like horizontally either. Master Ashley Sexton, how you doing tonight? Ashley Sexton, Sexton Brewing Co.
I'm doing great.
He's already drinking the beer.
Doing great, man.
It's crazy you can't be doing tonight's beer. All right, move along to another person we haven't seen in a while, which is Mr. Craig of Kent Beer Reviews. How you doing tonight?
I'm ultra fine, thank you. Yeah, nice to be back on. Sorry.
Ultra fine, like this ultra fine example of a lager.
It's exceptionally light lager.
All right, moving
We'll
along
see. We'll see
over
about
to Mr. Off the 10th, who's back from vacation.
What?
What?
Thanks, Macwell. I'm excited to try this white can of Mick Ultra. Oh wait, the blue can of Mick. I don't even know what it is anymore.
It's
Right,
two
so
colors. No expenses were spared.
None whatsoever. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on, Chris. And how was your vacation anyway? Might as well make chat.
Vacation was awesome. First time down in the Caribbean. Definitely won't be the last. Next year, going to Costa Rica. I think we're going.
Nice.
Oh wow!
It's
Oh, wow.
very nice.
Lots to go there.
All right, and of course, another person we always hear from though, Greg. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. Happy to have this big panel here. Peter, I follow you on Facebook. I to this day don't know if you're for or against Brexit, but I know you've got strong opinions one way or the other.
Very
Cheers.
true.
Jeez.
Chin chin.
All right, moving along to another person we haven't seen in a while. I'm glad to have you here, Jamie of Basement Beer Review. How are you doing tonight?
Good, Nick. Thanks for having me. Looking
Yeah.
forward to this delicious beer
Yeah, I see
Oh.
you shaved right for the occasion too.
every day.
Right on. All right, so let's, without further ado, get to the history of this stuff, which actually isn't all that long because we've already covered Anheuser-Busch and Budweiser before. The origin story of Michelob is pretty well the same. We won't go too deep, but Anheuser-Busch began as the Bavarian Brewery in St. Louis, Missouri, opened in 1852 by George Schneider and bought out by Eberhard Anheuser in 1860. Adolphus Busch came along shortly after marrying into Anheuser's family, and began working for Anheuser following the Civil War. Adolphus Busch would assume control of the brewery after the death of Anheuser and would lead the brewery into the 20th century. In 1896, Anheuser-Busch introduced an upscale super premium lager called Michelob, conceiving it as a draft beer for connoisseurs, and named after the Bohemian village in the hop-growing region near Saz, today's Michelob in the Czech Republic. In 1960, a pasteurized version of Michelob was introduced, allowing it to be legally shipped across state lines. In 1978, Michelob Light was introduced, starting a long line of variations of using the Michelob name, including Michelob Golden Draft in 1991, Michelob Honey Lager, Michelob Pale Ale, a Marzen, Michelob Pumpkin Spice, which is interesting to see that they actually had a pumpkin spice beer, despite AB InBev's love for pumpkin spice beers. This one sounds interesting. Michelob Winter's Bourbon Cask Ale in 1997. So that's actually kind of almost ahead of its time. And of course, I think you can still get this in the States, Michelob Amber Bock. Anyway, so in 2002, Anheuser-Busch introduced yet another variation of Michelob. This time a low-carb beer to capitalize on the diet beer trend. Called Michelob Ultra, Michelob Ultra is 4.0 ABV in Canada, 4.2 ABV in the States, and I think Craig, you said it was for 3.5 in the UK. Anyway, so 3.5% ABV, I believe, in the UK, and 10 IBUs, American light lager brewed with pale 2-row, Munich 6-row barley, and grains and imported hops. They didn't mention which grains. I'm assuming rice. Alrighty, so moving right along, let's go over to the Peter, the Clueless Drinker, and see what's your history with Michelob or Michelob Ultra.
It's very brief because this is the first time I'm trying it. Although it started showing up a few months ago in some of the supermarkets, so it is a relatively new product for the UK. But yeah, I'm not too sure if we've had any other variations with the Michelob beers. But yeah, that's it really. It's relatively cheap, depending on where you get it. And yeah, I wanted an excuse to actually buy a can. So yeah, that concludes my thrilling history with Michelob Ultra.
Nice. Not really the best excuse to buy, I guess. But anyway,
I think of worse.
True. Anyway, Mr. Ashley Sexton, what's your history with Michelob?
Michelob. This is my first experience with it.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
This is it. Well, actually, no, I lie. My apologies.
Liar.
I bought a 6-pack of these, and I had one last night. That was after I'd had a few beers, and I just sort of needed a refreshment of sorts. So, yeah. So this is it.
Nice. Definitely a refreshment. No spoilers. All right, Craig, Kent Beer Review. What's your history with Michelob Ultra?
Again, it's my first time having this. I bought a 6-pack today for £5 in a supermarket chain over here. Yeah, which whatever. It's not. It is what it is. But I've fancied a few just to. Because I'm getting more interested in stuff like this for some reason. More about the history and anything else.
You just like to torture yourself.
Yeah, I just want to. I don't want the good beer to get normal, if that makes sense. So I bombard my palate with this kind of stuff just to still appreciate the good beers.
Wow,
there you go.
Actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
As a reminder as to what stuff should be like. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So just to appreciate good beer all the time.
All right. And just to finish what I was saying earlier, you said yours was 3.5% ABV, right?
Yeah, 3.5. It's in the UK since October 2018.
Okay.
It's in various. It's in cans and bottles as well. You get. I think you can get bottles.
I know Peter said
Free
he got yours recently, but so they just came out in last October. Like
last October, yeah.
It's really new.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah.
Aren't really missing much. Anyway, moving right along over to Chris. What's your history with Michelob Ultra?
I've had a couple bottles of these. I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind having this once in a while, just if I'm in the mood for beer, but I don't want all the calories and all the carbs, and I do want that 1 gram of protein. So I've had this a couple times. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll talk about my opinion on this one soon enough. But yeah, I have a history, but not very much of a history. Maybe 2 or 3 cans of this before in the past.
Enough to say you've had it, but
yep, I have. It was actually the first time I ever had it was in a bar. It was a dare. I was like, they're like, I dare you to have this. I'm like, all right, fuck. Ooh.
Not really.
I won the dare.
Scary beer for a dare, you know. Anyway,
that was coming from a guy that was drinking Labatt 50. But anyway.
Oh, so it was Jamie.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's quite the dare, though. I dare you to pet that puppy. Ooh.
Woo!
I dare you to tie your shoe. I dare you.
Alrighty. Greg, what's your history with Michelob Ultra?
I have a question for Craig before I begin. Do you like every once in a while just have the urge to bang an Uggo just to appreciate hot women? I'm just curious. And yeah, this used to be a go-to for my wife, so I've had it many times. I don't know if I've ever had my own, but occasionally I would have some of hers. And yeah, I don't know. I've never checked it in, so yay for a free check-in.
Woohoo! All right, and of course, Mr. Jamie, what is your history with Michelob?
This is it. This is my first sip. No history at all.
There we go. That's history being made.
Yep.
Sense.
We're history in the making.
It's so deep and challenging, really. Yep. All right. So as far as my history goes with Michelob Ultra, I had it once back in 2012. Well, I mean, I've technically had it twice. I've tapped it too. So I can recall twice in my life that I've actually drank this beer, 3 times now. And the first time, of course, was for review number 366 on Maxwell Stars Beer Reviews. And you could say right by that rating that I really didn't care for it then. And I tapped it. I forget, where did I have that? I'm looking at my Untapped thing, and it was from March 17. Yeah, so I probably had I think my buddy Fuzz used to like this beer when he still drank beer, and he had a 2-4 of it that he had in his fridge one time. So it's like a go around. Anyway, I never found it remarkable. As you know, I've made fun of this beer a couple times on this channel, so that's my history. I've had it. I may be biased. Speaking of biased, let's go over to the comments, because there's a bunch of them there, mostly from Eric Gilbert.
Can I read them, Nick?
I might as well read them. Eric's first comment was Michelob is getting warm. Yeah, you don't want the stuff to get warm. Greg is
unprofessional.
This is why I don't read comments. I mute myself and burp while I'm
so rude.
It does explain a few things. Anyway, so Greg says, I know everyone is excited for this one. Yeah, we totally are. Eric Gilbert sums it up perfectly right here. It says, taste like someone boiled Uncle Ben's converted rice into Poland Springs. Cheers, sons.
There we go. Episode over. That's pretty much the conclusion.
And Greg plugs his new channel, Watch the Beer Burglar, where we tackle all the major issues such as the steam whistle purity seal.
That's right.
Totally
find out if it really works. Only on the Beer Burglar.
She totally may or may not have rubbed his balls before given to her.
Listen. There was that review was not tainted at all. It was professional.
Eric Gilbert says, finally, my history starts here and ends here with this one.
There we are.
Totally believe that. All right, so we've gone through all those comments there, and are we ready to give some final thoughts, Peter?
It's just not enjoyable to drink.
Fucking rice water.
Yeah, I can't take big mouthfuls of it. It's a sipper when it shouldn't be a sipper. Just because the mouthfeel is so unsatisfying. It's like carbonated water where you've not put the bottle top back on properly.
You should physics it.
There you go, Chris. That's a video for you.
Will it physics? Will it physics?
Will this physics?
Physics.
Ultra physics, you know.
Yeah, it's just... Now you said rice water. That's all I can taste. There's just nothing.
Yeah, but
to
they don't
it.
use corn syrup, though. Don't forget.
That's true.
Corn syrup.
They use natural ingredients. But yeah, I don't think I'll be buying this again.
So you're scoring this a 5 out of 5, right, Peter?
3.75 out of 5.
Nick's score. That's hilarious.
I'm gonna give it.
We're going out of 10 anyway. On these.
Style and overall out of 10.
Style. I've not really had too many of these low calorie, low ABV beers. so I can't really compare it to that. But as a lager itself, style-wise, it's a 4, and enjoyment-wise, it's a 2.
Nice.
Dum, dum, dum.
Dun, dun.
Oh no! Everyone is shocked.
This beer may potentially have the lowest score of all beer analysis 101. Stay tuned, people.
Might.
Stay tuned.
Now, I'm sorry, I kind of spaced out there, Peter. What'd you give that?
Style-wise, 4 out of 10. Taste and enjoyment,
2.
2 out of 10.
Okay, sorry, thank you.
Stop watching the hockey game, Jamie. Just kidding. Keep watching it.
Is that on?
Let us know the score.
What?
Go Leafs, go!
So far. All right, Ashley, what's your final thoughts on it? And I know you'll be really incredibly nuanced in this because you have metallurgical analysis experience.
Oh, he's getting right in there.
I'm not
Get in
even,
there,
I'm not even
son.
in this. I can't even dissect the beer. It's just like it's wet hay water, with some rice, and it's just that's what it is. It's someone took some fucking hay, they put it into a bucket, they put some water on it, they let it ferment a little bit, and I mean, there's no positive discerning qualities about this beer whatsoever if you're a craft beer fan. There's no flavor, there's no mouthfeel, there's no aroma, there's nothing positive from someone who's coming from from the side where you are drinking good quality beers, good craft beers all the time, right? And let's just be honest. Now, if you are looking at it from an aspect where you enjoy beer, but you're trying to drop weight or cut calories and all that shit, I can see how it could sort of fit the bill. But I'm willing to bet that there are a few other options out there that maybe aren't as low in calorie. Okay, I love how they put all of the fucking nutritional information on the back. This is the first time I've ever seen a beer with the nutritional information on the back, but it's funny because they still don't list the ingredients on the back. But fuck, whatever. So
Ingredients beer.
and they don't bullshit either. They say per like one can, like it's like a full can. And they say, 4 grams of carbs, 1 gram of protein. So I guess if you're on the keto diet, anyways, whatever.
No, those carbs, it wouldn't work so well.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're following, calorie count and you still want to drink beer, I guess it's a good option. But I'm pretty sure that there are way better light beer options than this. Oh. And what is it? Like, this beer is so bloody gassy. Like, I've heard like multiple people like let them rip, and I don't get it. So anyway,
The worst part is I have a second one of these I'm about to open.
I totally went into this and I was gonna play around and just try and drink as many of these as possible. And I've already gone through 1 can, and I'm like halfway done the next one, but I really can't. I honestly can't. So personal enjoy. Okay, so for style, for a light lager, it's a below pass. It's a 4 out of 5 because I know that even macro, like even on a huge crappy scale, they can get more flavor in a 4% beer. It's been done. It's happened. Fuck, you can do a Belgian table beer, get 3% alcohol out of it, and get beautiful flavors. So fuck this shit. It's 4 out of 10 for style and personal enjoyment. 2 out of 10. Yeah. 2 out of 10. Nice. 4 and a 2 again.
Damn.
Yeah, 4 and a 2.
Nick,
Right.
that's a 1 out of 5 on your scale.
Yeah, I know. I can do the math. Thank you. Thanks. All right, Craig. Let's go back to the UK and find out more about how much we hate this beer. Sorry, I mean how much we liked it, or what we thought.
It's kind of crisp. It's clean. It's disgusting. I don't know. It's just it's almost like you can taste every single of the 79 calories in it individually, and carbs. I bet that's probably cardboard. I don't know.
Cardboard.
I don't know, but it's just a little bit. It's just weak as hell. It's really watery. You're trying to latch onto some kind of flavour. I actually think the aroma's better than the taste. It's got a little bit of some kind of sweetness going on there, almost like it's like kind of mild honey or something. But no, apart from that, it's just very forgettable. it starts with nothing and ends with nothing on the palate kind of thing. It's just, and I've had a few lagers the last few months, and this is by far the worst out of the macro kind of things that I've had. It's just there's hundreds of better lagers out there than this, even in this style. That's for me anyway. So
I don't feel like I've drank a beer after that.
I'm just burping, and that's it.
I mean, it sort of works for the whole session thing, because it's like, oh, I didn't have a beer, I better have another one.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you go home and you'd be like, I thought you was having drinks tonight. I did, kind of thing. But it's just, but
Why are you still getting an erection? What's going on here? Did you not drink enough?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, your lady thinks you're just out cheating on her instead of drinking with your buddies. This beer will cause divorces.
God.
Well,
all right. So, what's your thoughts, sir?
Style.
I don't know, a 3 out of 10 for style and a 2 out of 10 for personal enjoyment. It's not very nice for me. But if you like it, fair play.
Wow, yours even looks lighter in color than what we have.
Well, it's 3.5, so.
Like
oh,
that.
yeah, wow.
Look at this shit. You can see right.
Yeah, mine looks like positively like a dark lager compared to yours.
My God, are you drinking a Schwarzbier, Greg? Compared to the other ones, man, that's what yours looks like.
That's all white balance, people.
Mine must be extra good.
That's not the lighting either. It is actually that light. That's pretty close to what it looks like.
Oh, you know what? It's because Greg's got a yellow shirt on. We're actually just picking up the color from his fucking shirt.
That's right.
There you go.
They should put on the label, drink this with a yellow shirt on.
Yeah. It'll look how it should
reserve,
how it
trademark.
should be.
It's like the yellow in it. What little yellow in it is just food coloring they added.
Can we do the panel over next week, Nick? Like just bump everything over 1 month, or sorry, 1 week, and we all wear yellow shirts and just see if the for a bit.
Everybody wears a yellow shirt next week. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
It's a stout next week. Is that right?
Anyway.
Yeah.
We should totally do that next time we have like a light lager like this, though. All right. All right. So Craig gave his ratings. Chris, what's your
Zach?
Well, let me tell you how awesome I am today that I wasted my $2.75 to buy a second can of this. But,
yeah.
I do have a second one. You know what? I bought the second one because I thought maybe they might have changed the taste on this one, and they didn't. Let me tell you. Let's take a little quick comparison. That's funny, Craig. Let's take a quick comparison of what's going on with Coors Light beer, my go-to, and this beer. All right, so if we jump into the fact sheet on the nutrition facts on Coors Light, 16 ounce, same size can of this one, there is only 16 more calories in Coors Light. There is 1 point less grams of and there's only 2.8 grams of carbs more into Coors Light, and Coors Light right off the hop has way better flavor than this fucking beer. I'll tell you that right now. So I'm not going to really dive much more into that. I'm just going to tell you guys that this is terrible. It is drinking rice water. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Even if I'm on my diet and stuff like this, I'm not drinking this anymore. I'd rather stick with Coors Light if I'm going to drink a light beer or light lager. So with that being said, for style on this one, they fucked this up. This is terrible. Coors Light did it better. And Coors Light is not even an ultra light beer, but it's light enough because seriously, it's got better flavor. This is getting a 1 out of 10 for me for style.
holy shit?
And in taste, this is exactly like I said to Peter and myself and everyone else here. It is drinking rice water. This is disgusting. And I'm probably not even going to drink the other one. I might even just put it right down. I might even donate it to some kid or some bum on the street.
Yeah, give it to a bum on the street. Film yourself doing it. Make some YouTube dollars.
Nah, I probably won't.
Pass it forward. Make his life miserable. That's
listen, I don't want to make the bums cry because they're going to be like, you make ultra, fuck you. I don't want that shit,
Chris.
But anyway, my
physics at
no, I'm. You know what? I might.
Yeah,
You know
you
what, I
should
might even
physics.
keep that can. I will. You know what? I will physics that. I'll put that on a video. I'll do it with the other.
There we
with my
go.
Other can. I will physics the other Make Ultra soon. But My own overall enjoyment on this one, this is getting a 1 as well out of 10. I'm not a fan of this beer at all.
Holy fuck.
1 and 1 and a whole bunch of dogs barking.
All right. Greg. Greg's going to bring up the rating. I just know it.
Oh yeah, this is getting at least an 8 out of 10 for everything. This is great. No, to me it kind of tastes like kind of you're boiling cabbage for a long time, and then once you're done that, you take the cabbage out, you take the water, you add some carbonation, and you cool it in the fridge, and then that's kind of what this is. Like, I kind of wish, like, a lot of you guys are saying this is flavorless. I kind of wish it was, because I don't mind water, but this is kind of like water with a nasty cabbage taste. Look, who cares about the rating? The rating's not going to be that high anyway. You know it's not. I just want to make a point about people on diet, okay? You're here for fitness advice. Nick, he's a physical specimen of fitness. That's why you watch his channel. So we're going to give you a little bit of advice right now, okay? You want to lose weight, okay? Ideally, you don't drink alcohol. That's the best way to lose weight. But let's say you're going to drink alcohol. Do you care about taste? Great. Drink your favorite craft beer. Just don't drink it as often. Instead of drinking every night, drink every second night or every third night. Enjoy your beer. Don't drink as much of it. Or you really just want to get drunk every fucking night, but you want to still lose weight. Well, it's probably not going to happen. Do shots of vodka. Do flavored vodka if you can't do straight vodka. It's still going to be healthier from this. Light beer is not fucking light. Like Chris says, it's barely any lighter than Coors Light. You compare it to something standard that's 5%, it's not that much lighter than that either. You're not losing any weight. You're kidding yourself. So that's weight loss tips for you. 2 out of 2, 2 and 2 for both of them. It's a shit beer. It's the worst beer we've had since Molson Canadian. Probably the second worst beer we've ever had on this show. And I think I gave Molson Canadian a 3. I overrated it. I want to redo Molson Canadian so I can give it a worse rating. But yeah, in retrospect, I was young and naive. Then I overrated it. Molson Canadian is worse than this, but this is not much better than that. But hey, you can put it on your quote. You can take one of these cans, put a quote on it, better than Molson Canadian, because it is.
Rant done.
I got a funny feeling that Molson Canadian is going to finish higher than this. The way their scores are going.
I think that was still pretty low in the. That was pretty early in the beer analysis days, and I think back then we were all prone to giving a little bit higher ratings than we do now.
Yeah, it's at the very least before we started doing fancy graphics, because I'd have to watch it to find out what we exactly gave it.
Now we're just
I realized though that was the Molson Canadian we did almost exactly a year ago today, April 11th.
Explains everything, but not really.
Alrighty. Moving along to Jamie. What's your final thoughts? Are you going to be the one that brings up the rating?
No, I'm not going to be bringing it up. I'm going to give it a 3 for style and a 1 for preference. Earlier, when I kind of spaced on Peter there when he was giving his score, the reason I was spacing out was not watching the hockey game. I was actually looking up the carbs and what Chris brought up there, just how it's not that much lower than Coors Light. I was looking up, like, is it considerably lower? Then I'd maybe bring the style up a bit. But when I first drank it, the thing it reminds me of, and I'd actually like to try it now. It's been probably, I don't know, like 15 or more years that I've had Sleeman Clear. I don't know if any of you guys have had that before, but I remember having a bottle of that, and it was just like water, but not a tasty water, and just like it just kind of put me off, and I'd never had one since then. And this beer is going to be the same thing. This is one and done, never having it again. Didn't enjoy it. If I had to lose weight, this would not be it's as dumb as ordering a Diet Coke with your fucking Big Mac. Like, this is just shitty.
This is exactly a gimmick beer. It's a gimmick beer.
And it's, if people think you're going to lose weight drinking this beer, then it's, just don't drink beer or drink this because it's not beer. It's gross. So yeah, 3 and 1. That's me.
Yeah, I agree. As a marketed as a low calorie, low carb beer, it is complete horseshit. There's other beers out there you can drink that have less. That I'm not necessarily sure. I don't know any off the top of my head that would have less carbs than that, but I know, like what Chris was saying, if you wanted to drink your favorite beer, you might as well just fucking drink it and just not drink it as many. By looking at the amount of calories, this is how many calories that Guinness has in it. I'd rather drink a fucking Guinness than drink
That's
this crap.
12
I'd
ounce,
happily
you
drink
gotta-
a Guinness over
Yeah,
this.
well, whatever.
Check out 16 ounces of Guinness, and then you'll be able to compare properly.
That's all right. I'm fine with that.
That's cool.
Anyway, my total thought on this one here is, you know what, Peter's assessment of it being basically rice water is correct. I thought it had like a nice, lightly sweet, earthy aroma coming off the top of it. That the honey aspect that Craig was talking about was pretty accurate too. Flavor notes are, it's a very watery, bready, yeasty, floral rice flavor. It kind of reminds me of like tapioca. It really reminds me of the flavor of like Red Stripe Lager, but if it were like watered down with like a gallon of Poland Springs, like Eric Gilbert was talking about. It's basically just carbonated, lightly beer flavored water, and for the amount of calories you still get in it for having that much for that being that watered down, fuck this shit. This is gross. If you want a low calorie beer, I'd take the hit and go with the few extra calories and drink a Guinness. That would be that's where I would. That's the one I would prefer if I was. And be totally honest, if I were conscious, I just wouldn't drink. Conscious of trying to lose a weight by. I mean, you don't like lose a lot of weight just by like consuming a lot of some beer product. It's you gotta cut back somewhere. It's not going to be drinking a 12-pack of this and I'm going to lose 50 pounds. So I'm going to give this for the style. I mean, as far as light lager goes, it's I'm still giving it a fail, but it's maybe not. I don't find it maybe as bad for light lagers and as the par for the course, because when you look at other light lagers like Bud Light or Moose Light or something like that, yeah, they're better, but they're not that great. So the bar is really low here. So for the style, I'm going to give it a 4. And overall enjoyment, 1.5 out of 5.
Wow,
a 3. So it's 4 and 3 for me. It's just meh. Exactly. Way
to bring up the score, Rick.
I can just feel the weight melting off.
Let's go to look at the comments here. I think there's pretty more comments there. So yeah, was it Eric Gilbert says physics that movie, which you totally should do, Chris.
I will.
Chris. Eric Gilbert, then geez, must have gotten drunk on a Michelob. You can do that. About to break a steam whistle's can hymen.
Break the
that's what
purity
Greg's
seal.
gonna be calling it. Greg's gonna start calling it the can hymen now.
Can hymen.
Rating on Your Parade says, never had this beer, couldn't bring myself to pick it up. Looked like I made the correct choice. You absolutely did. You are not missing anything at all. Eric Gilbert says, Molson Canadian cold shots are the bomb, sons.
Damn, Rating on Your Parade, live on the wild side, man. Come on, live on the edge.
Yeah, like, don't you want to be interactive with Nick?
God, and you know what? Thank you, Eric Gilbert, for actually picking this up and drinking along with us. You're a brave soul.
Eric Gilbert seems like a team player.
Except we're not saying Suns
Almost.
anymore.
No.
We're stopping.
We're not?
Suns.
The
Sons.
final scores in the fucking side comments are the best. Craig nailed that one on his head there.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty bad. We are already with the scores here. I'm going to full screen this shit so it looks all professional. That's not it. Hold on a second. Okay, keep talking. I got to do some more MS Paint work. Get this right professional.
I actually did the math twice just to make sure. I was like, really?
Wow. All right, there you go. Ratings are terrible. Overall, 3. Style, 1.9. Actually, no, this style's 3. I got them backwards. All right, fix that. Doesn't matter.
Oh,
Sucks.
you're terrible.
Yeah.
You're as terrible as the beer is.
This beer really sucks.
I'm
Why
surprised
is
the
it
style did worse than the overall, but
Why is this thing so fucking
I got
gassy?
it backwards. Hold on a second.
It's backwards.
yeah, it is very gassy.
Oh my god.
Like my stomach I've almost finished 2 of them and my stomach is completely like I feel like I've just drank a
It's
6-pack.
bloated, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's bad.
And it's not like I was drinking out of a bottle or right out of the can. Like I fucking poured it into a glass properly to release the CO2.
There you go. Professional. Fixed it live on the air.
Thank you, Nick.
There you go. All right. Yeah, this beer is shit.
Wait,
Oh,
did they call it superior? Bring that.
It
bring
literally says
Yeah,
literally says superior light beer.
superior. Okay, so Here they call it exceptional.
Yep.
Wow.
No, it's
Well,
superior
It's
on our
exceptionally superior.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's weird. My
Why-
can says
why they
Lego
changed
tread on
it?
it. Oh wait,
Mine says
can-
Lego tread. What happened?
My can says bière légère exceptionnelle.
So is like exceptional not a word that they use across the board? Like,
I'm
why
not
would
too
they change
sure.
that?
I
So
have
fucking
no
stupid.
idea. But I love how, even though there's a clear difference in ABV, it's still universally shit.
It's still universally shitty. Doesn't matter where you get it in the world, folks.
Yeah.
It just shows that we can all get along.
Right.
We got some questions in the comments there.
What do we got? Comments.
Nick, you better answer them.
All right, so Eric Gilbert says sons. There, I won't say that.
Daughters. Fuck you, Lee.
All right, Lee Russell says, "What's next week's beer, daughters?"
Jesus.
And of course, Radio Grade says BNW, which is shorthand for beer next week, which we're going to go for juicy ass this time. Let's go back to Flavor Country and go to Barrie, Ontario with Flying Monkeys. First look at a Flying Monkeys beer, and it's
Is
for
this a
mine. It's only 2 months old, so it's still fairly fresh for New Brunswick liquor.
I predict it's going to do worse than this beer.
We didn't do Sparkle Puff?
I can't get Sparkle Puff here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I can barely get this.
Nick,
shit.
Nick, you're our Sparkle Puff.
Anyway, juicy ass. We're doing juicy ass next week, so
Yeah.
perfect name
since,
for Greg.
since it's Barrie, Ontario, we're actually looking for winter is coming to join.
There you go.
Come out of
Okay.
retirement.
I was going to say, since it's Barrie, Ontario, we're all looking out for our hot sisters. Yeah, like we're going to do a Lannister thing. That's where the Barrie, Ontario comes in. Look at that hot sister.
Winter is
walking
coming.
over
Should
there.
come out of retirement if he happens to be watching because it's Game of Thrones season. It's like his name. Winter is coming.
He had a hot girlfriend, and she also insulted Nick, so I like her a lot.
I can't remember. I don't remember that.
She made a joke about you. Oh no, sorry, maybe it was
It
Joe.
was
she
Joe,
insulted,
and it was
yeah,
a dirty
it was
joke
Joe
about his cheese in his poutine.
that it looked like semen all over his beard.
Yeah, I was
What a wonderful woman.
still
she
sober
was.
at that time.
I hope they're still together, but if not, we like her more than we like him.
Yeah.
Anyway, that said, I think we're going to take off here. We have 8 people watching now here all the way to the ends. I want to thank all those people who decided to watch tonight for lots of shit on this beer. Hate it. Don't drink it.
Avoid.
Crap out there. Even Budweiser would be preferable. I think
This is most
Budweiser gave
likely
it.
the worst beer we've done.
I think
I'm
it is
pretty
the
sure.
worst beer we've done. I mean, Budweiser fucking beats this.
Michelob Ultra. Go out there and bang some uggos, so you know what the good stuff is like.
This is the Uggo of the beer world. All right. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Craig, for coming on tonight. Thanks,
You're very
Amy, as
welcome.
well, for doing the scores and coming on for once, and everybody else, Ashley, Chris, Greg. Everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming on. We're going to do an after chat here in a few minutes. We'll talk to you folks later.
Penis.
Penis.